from Long Island, New York. It is Christmas Eve in Long Island 2023, right? That's what it is about Christmas Eve. Hi,
Something
Agnes. How
like
are
that.
you doing?
Yes.
Uh, I know there's caroling in, I think, Lindenhurst tonight. I know there's Frosty the Snowman and his puppet pals tomorrow. I know there are several candlelight vigils, candlelight services on Sunday. I assume you're going to one of those. Oh, no, maybe not because of other things that have happened. But more than likely, that's what you would like to do, right? Christmas Eve.
I'm not going to be going to
So
that this year. No.
not this year. You're not making it. Okay, we'll talk about that in a second. But
Yeah.
ladies and gentlemen, I want to say, if you're American, Merry Christmas. If you're a Jamaican, Happy Christmas. What do you say in Polish,
Are you
Agnes?
ready? Are you ready?
Yeah,
Wesołych świąt
yeah,
Bożego
I'm ready.
Narodzenia.
What's the literal
Repeat that.
translation of that?
Yeah, that's exactly
I'm not.
that's what it is.
It sounded like I was ordering a drink. I can't do that. Say it again.
It's easy.
No, we have
Wesołych
a good
świąt
time.
Bożego Narodzenia. That's it.
Wow. What is the literal translation? Is that
Merry
that like
Christmas.
happy birthday to the Jesus Christ? Is that what it is? Okay. I have been, it's supposed to be a happy time. It's an unusual year for everyone, and you even have just told me that not everything is going the way we expect. Let's talk about that as soon as we come back. Again, live from Long Island, New York. I'm Ryan O'Neill Williams, and my co-host is Agnes Amasano of nytaxresolutions.com. How are you managing? Because I know things have happened, and I guess we'll talk about it a little bit. I don't want to get you. Actually, I'm the one who probably tear up. You'll be fine, but you have some bad news, Agnes.
Yes. Today my brother passed away at the age of 49.
Um, I met him too. I met him
Yeah.
when we were in Poland.
It's he was struggling. He was fighting cancer for over 3 years. Yeah,
Okay,
for over 3 years. Very aggressive
so
lung
we
cancer.
kind of
But
knew.
yeah, we did, and
Yeah,
the doctor said that he might not see the end of the year, and that's exactly what had happened. He passed away at 10
I'm
a.m.
sorry.
this
I
morning.
really am.
Yeah,
My
thank you.
deepest condolences. And yeah, I'm very very sorry to hear that. And I was saying maybe we pump the brakes on this, but I know you're strong. You're a trooper. You're like me in that regard. Like the things have to keep going, except I would be bawling right now if I were you. But yes, I want to say condolences to all of your family, many of whom I met this year.
This year.
Really, you realize that it feel
Yeah,
like it was last year, but it was May of this year. Um, I want to say my condolences to
yeah.
all of you. I'm so very sorry to hear that. When I met him at the wedding, I thought he was a person who, did not salt of the earth. That's basically what you would refer to it as, right? That's what you
Yeah.
say. You say this is the person who he's not putting on airs. He's not acting like he's something he's not. He is, and we did have some fun. And he was always welcoming, and he actually. There are a couple of times when we had conversations about um, the struggle, the struggle that sometimes people of color, people of minorities face,
Yeah.
because he saw himself as that, and of course, right away we bonded on that. So yeah. You have something else you want to say? Anything to anybody?
You're aware of, we have quite an unusual history. We have an unusual history because I just found him 2.5 years ago. And he was already sick. I didn't know he existed. Um, from the very first phone call, that was funny. I'm picking up, I'm seeing that this is international phone call. It's coming from Poland. So I pick it up and he goes like, "Sister?" It's like, "Oh, okay, I have it. Okay, okay." It's like, that was like that was the beginning of our relationship as brother and sister. So from very beginning, that was not even a moment of like, I don't know you, I don't know what to say. Very straightforward, very warm, very welcoming. That was very unusual and beautiful. Yes.
Yeah, yeah. Our world is
So
so much
so
smaller
he
now
came.
because of technology. You know.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. So at least in absence of our father, because he passed away, he came in May, although after chemotherapy and after medications, he started taking new medications uh, for his cancer. He walked me down the aisle.
I saw that.
And so certain things happened that I edited the tape. But I knew, uh, I knew that one day will come when I'm gonna look at it and laugh. Um, I guess, I thought about it now. I'm thinking like, at least I have him on a tape. I have him, when we have pictures when we were dancing at the rehearsal dinner, and a lot of nice memories, although short period of time, but we were able sit down and watch the tape and look at the pictures and smile and smile.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, it's
That's best.
Yes. For the last few months, he suffered a lot. His family suffered a lot, especially his wife, his children, because they were there at the hospital taking care of him and being constantly with him. So, um, as a bereavement facilitator, I know saying that he's in a better place. It's a really horrible thing sometimes to say, but as his sister, I do believe after knowing of all his suffering for the last few months, he is in a better place.
Okay.
So
I was just thinking about that too. What would Agnes, the bereavement facilitator, say to Agnes in this moment, and her family, of course. And yeah, that's great. I'm so sorry. And what a time! What a time! When people pass away, people who you're really close to, you've loved for a very, very long time, pass away close to a holiday, you almost always remember that, right? Or on your birthday or something like that, you almost always remember it. So it's an interesting time. But I guess to an extent, you did kind of know. The doctors did say this was coming. It's a possibility that this was going to happen, right?
yeah, we addressed that a lot in the groups. Like with my mom, she was fighting for 13 years, and when she died, it was like, what do you mean she died? She
Oh,
was fighting for so many years. You expecting them to keep going on, and the same thing kind of we fall in with my brother, because he was struggling, he was struggling, he was struggling, but there were signs that maybe something will happen.
yeah.
And with all that moment where you want to believe in a miracle, right? And then you're getting
Of
caught up in life surrounding you, and you know things happen. But God had different plan. And again, I'm saying things that I would not say to anybody else, but I'm saying it to myself because uh, it does make sense to me at this moment.
Right. Right.
So I'm not going to
Yeah.
hurt my talking to somebody else will be very very difficult. But yes, we plan to talk about how to deal with during holidays after losing someone we love. And
Yes.
in one of the groups we actually were addressing that, and there were different things that you could do, like in a lot of households leaving that empty space empty. Well, you put the chair and as one of the traditions there just to make them part of our holidays.
Right.
Um, that's a tradition, a very European tradition. I believe that a lot of families is also doing that here as well. But I want to share with you one story of another facilitator. She was saying how she wanted to do something in a memory of her. This tradition that every Christmas she went to the bank, got five $20 bills, very crisp, and drove around the town and looked for people that are down on the luck. So she decided to do the same thing uh, to honor memory of her husband who
Wow.
passed a year before. So
Okay.
she went very bravely to the bank, got five $20. She drives around in her husband's truck. And then she saw a lady that she goes, "Oh, I think she could use my help." So she went to the lady and she, you know, uh, giving her that $20, and the lady freaked out, ran away, that because she thought that this is like you know, you know, the facilitator, she was tearing up because she was remembering what her husband did. So misunderstood and ran away screaming from her. So she goes, okay, maybe I didn't do the right approach. So she went out, she went back to her truck, and she drove around, and then she saw a gentleman who she thought that he could use that $20. She come up to him, he invited her to a drink. So so she stopped at that point because certain things cannot be replicated, for the
I
good
get it.
cause, going and doing exactly what her husband did.
Okay.
But yeah, but it's a good idea to do something special to honor the memory of the ones that we love that are no longer with us. So for
Okay.
everyone, it's a different thing. For a parent, you might do something that if you lost your parent, you might do something with your mother or your father liked for Christmas, or loved certain dishes for Christmas, just in honor of them, to do that, or use the recipe, or um, I don't know, donate in their memory, or do something, some other gesture that makes sense to you at that moment. What do you think?
Yes. If it happens around Christmas, I think you could create an ornament that you could put on the tree to remember them by. You said the recipe. I actually have two recipes that my mother used to make that people used to come to her home or call ahead in November to get from her at Christmas time, and it was her fruitcake. You know how
Mhm.
people are always like, "Oh my gosh, I hate fruitcake." This
I love it.
woman made cake that people bought. In fact, someone texted me this week to say, around this time I miss your mother. I was like, how dare you? You haven't called me or texted me for, for 3, 4 years. And you're
Yeah,
texting me to ask me about my mother's cake. How dare you? Get out of here. But it's so true. And then she used to make a sorrel which is a Jamaican drink. Is a hibiscus and whatever. I've actually brought you some of that. That hers was like a fresher, different version of it. I've never tasted it like that anywhere else. And it's weird. Sometimes people taste what you have and they're like, that's not what we traditionally do. And say she wasn't traditional. She was kind of like a chemist. She would decide she wants to change something up almost every year. People used to say, what's yeah, right? A little bit. She'd say, all right, this year I'm gonna grind all the all the fruit and the currants, and I'm gonna put them over here, and then I'm gonna wait for a month and then see what happens with it. And I was like, how come you're not doing it the same way you did it last year? And she's like, I want to see if I can figure it out. And then she had these cake things that she used to flip on the side, and the bottom of the cake pan would drop out. I was like, where did you get that? That's wild. But she did it so that she wouldn't have to turn the cake over and try to get, because it was so thick and heavy. You're triggering me right now, remembering all that stuff. But yeah, there are so many different ways that you can remember. Putting a ornament on the tree, or decorating in the same way that they used to, or sometimes I see lawn things on the lawn that have different people's names on it. I know families of soldiers tie yellow ribbons around trees. There are lots of ways to remember their loved ones who are no longer with us or just can't make it to here with us in the holidays. And I hope for those of you who are watching that is not the case, that you're not having to deal with that. But if you are, we're with you. We absolutely feel your pain, and we understand what that is like, because every year I get the bottles out for the sorrow. It's a little crazy.
I still have your bottle from last year, by the way.
What? Yeah, the longer
bottle. Now it's empty. That's
an empty bottle. So I can bring it. He sent it back. But yeah, the longer you keep that, the better it actually gets, because it's got rum and wine in it.
Well, by the way, it didn't last more than 4 weeks, that bottle. Just wanted to let you know. And it's just sitting in the cabinet, and I keep forgetting to give it back to you. But it was delicious. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, but it's also, it's sugary, and then sometimes people say that you put on weight during the Christmas because of that kind of eating. But it is what it is. It's a memory. When I taste it, I remember her. I think about her. I think about family, and I'm not going to give that up for nothing. So it is what it is. Are there specific things? You literally just met him the other day, so I guess you don't have like anything really, really specific about him that you have like that for the holidays. But you definitely remember his warmth. That's what I remember. So
I'll memories with him. No, but I have to tell you that from everything, summarizing everything, our first visit, and just the fact that he traveled 4.5 hours one way, 4.5 hours, to come to walk me down the aisle after chemo and after starting new medications that make him dizzy and everything else. So I appreciate that. I really appreciated it. He stood up in a place of my father, and he was able to do that. So, you always pick that one, the most important thing, that he was willing to do that for the sister that he just met 2 years prior, and it was nice. We had a lot of good conversations. He was telling me things about Mom. He wanted to share with me about our father and all that. So it was special. It was special. He's got beautiful wife. He's got beautiful 2 grown children. He's got beautiful grandchildren. So his memory will go on, definitely will go on, but it's very sad.
Yes.
It's such a young age,
And so soon too.
you know.
So that's the thing that gets me. I didn't realize I turned 50 this year, and you're saying he's 49. I didn't realize that, but he's not the only
Yeah.
person this year that has surprised me. Andre Brower. There were a few people who passed away this year who were in their 50s. People, friends of mine, who were in their 50s or sometimes in their 40s. And I guess it happens all the time, and great, whatever. But the truth is, most people are living much longer lives. So it becomes uh, you're surprised when it does happen. Even though you've been told, okay, he's sick, you still get worried and sort of taken out of it. But okay, all right, great. To his memory, I didn't pour anything out, but I'll probably do something a little bit later for him. Yeah, 'cause
Yeah,
he
it
was
was
trying to get
unexpected.
he was trying to get me drunk at your wedding several
He-
times. He would just
I'm
come
sorry,
by with the bottle and we like,
he only tried, or he was successful.
One night I had to go lie down. I was like, what? And I just didn't come back. That was serious. That was serious. Good stuff. Good stuff. But yeah,
But
they don't stop.
look,
They don't stop.
yeah, look, but how beautiful this was, that the whole family was able to gather at our anniversary, my husband's and mine. And not that long ago, I lost a cousin who was 40 years old. She was just 40 and she passed away. She just didn't wake up one day.
Right.
It's just unbelievable. So we are blessed that we were able to have with the family the time that we had, that we were able to cherish a good
Yes.
time and make memories. That was very important, and we are lucky that way.
Yeah.
I feel lucky.
Yeah. So it's so funny. My mother used to say, and this is
Are
part
you
of the
ready with everything?
no, I'm not. I still haven't done some of the things yet. I have a couple of things I have to do. But I was just going to say that she used to say,
Mhm.
it's not Merry Christmas, Ryan. It's Happy Christmas. Because Merry sounds like you are doing some sort of debauchery and getting drunk and whatever. I was always like, what, Mommy?
Oh
Everybody
yeah.
says Merry Christmas, but it does sound like that to you too. It sounds like debauchery. But yeah, I'm almost there. I'm almost there. I gotta go do a couple of things, and then yes, I'm almost there. I just want to. I don't want next week to be a waste. I want to those 4 days to actually be so. I'm trying to get some work done this weekend before we head into the 4 day, just a short week that we have next week. So other than that, what's going on with you? Are you all right? How are things at home? How's your preparations for Christmas?
Well, I start working in the kitchen on different things, already preparing. Yes,
Mhm,
we're
mhm.
hosting, so we are expecting to have, family over. So we're gonna go ahead with everything, because after all, it's about they have to good Christmas.
Yeah,
Um, so I want them to hold on to those memories, that when they were at grandma's house, everything was nice and joyful and happy for them. They don't
yeah,
understand a lot of things right now, and I don't want to shadow their innocence and their, with anything, with the grown up stuff.
I completely understand. And they are not familiar with
Be difficult.
their grand uncle
Yeah,
either, right? So that while they
they
might
never met
you
him.
know yeah. Later on, they might think about it, but
Yeah.
right now, kids in Christmas, they're just looking for Christmas. Okay, we're not. We can do all that mourning in the New Year. Let's just have our Christmas from that. But I get
It's
it. I
beautiful.
understand,
It's
and I appreciate
beautiful.
that.
Yeah, it's beautiful to look at their faces when they come. I was already here, and they sit very nicely and quietly, and like, okay, when can we open? When can we open? It's it's a beautiful, joyful thing, and I don't want them to lose that.
Yes,
I don't want them to lose that. I know
yes,
my brother
yes.
would never want that for them either. So
No, no,
yeah.
no. That's great. That's great. All right, so ladies and gents, I don't have that much else for today. I just want to tell you all Merry Happy Christmas. I wanted to say my condolences to you because this has happened today. I want to extend sweet holiday greetings to everybody who is celebrating right now. And even those of you who are not, I hope you get into the spirit. You know what I was talking about with a friend this week? She is from Guyana, and she was explaining that even though she is of a different religion, that uh, they still put up a Christmas tree and they still do the whole Christmas thing because the spirit of the holiday is what really matters to them, as opposed to it being a part of their religion. And I know Muslims who are like this too, who basically, they still put up a tree, they still put up the decorations, they still give gifts on Christmas Day because it is the spirit of the thing that actually. And I want to say to everybody, I hope you are embodying the spirit as much as you can. If you can't give presents with a TS, I would hope that you were giving presence with a CE instead. And so be there for whoever you can be there for. And hopefully you have a wonderful, wonderful Christmas. Agnes, I'm going to leave you with the last say.
Well,
Agnes, I'm going to leave you with the last word.
everything is fresh, so I'm still a little raw with everything, and it's gonna be next few days. They're gonna be a bit difficult, but I do want to remember exactly what the Christmas is about, and it's about new hope coming to this world. We should renew ourselves, and it's mainly about family. How important is family? The one that we have to cherish. So when you sit down together at the table, cherish one another.
Absolutely. Make those memories and stick them in the back of your head, or take pictures or whatever. Remember, because I used to say this a lot about 4 or 5 years ago when my life was in a lot more turmoil. I used to say, you think you have time, but you don't. You always think you have time. And as it
Yeah.
turns out, you have no idea. Our lives are pretty much fleeting, just like that. So anything can happen. All right. So
Yeah.
regardless, I don't want to put it on a low note, but I want to say Merry Christmas, Happy Christmas to you and yours, Agnes. To everybody who is watching, I want to say Merry Christmas, Happy Christmas. Normally we play one of Agnes's short videos, so I'm still going to do that because I did the work on it and I enjoy it.
Please
Okay,
do.
so
Yes. Yes, please do.
all right, here we go. Enjoy.
Did you know that the IRS can garnish your wages directly from your paycheck if you don't pay your taxes? But there are several ways to stop or prevent this garnishment from happening. When faced with wage garnishment, one of our clients, Sam, first considered paying the debt in full. However, realizing this wasn't feasible, we helped Sam explore other options. By proving the garnishment caused financial hardship and getting account label as currently not collectible, Sam found relief. Quitting a job isn't a solution, but working with a tax professional and understanding IRS protocols, there's always a way. Don't panic. There are always ways to stop the garnishment. For expert advice and solutions, visit NewYorkTaxResolutions.com.
So tax
I love
season
it.
is coming. You always love them. You love them anyway.
Well, you're doing a
I don't
wonderful
think
job.
Thank you. But yeah, and that premieres on YouTube at 6 p.m. tonight. So I already set it up. It's just gonna roll out and go there when it is. But yeah, that's a serious thing, right? They come and take that money out of your pocket. There's nothing you can do, and it makes it difficult for you to live your life, for you to do whatever you need to do. But there are methods that you can use to get that stopped, right? Or at least slow
Absolutely.
down,
There's several ways.
right?
There's several ways to deal with that. Yeah.
But if someone's let it, but see, Agnes, if someone's let it go that far, that probably means what? They weren't paying attention to their mail. They were ignoring the IRS. What happened there?
Believe it or not, one of my clients has tendency of saying, oh, maybe they forgot about me. Don't do this. Maybe they forgot about me. So they never forget about you. They will always remember you there. Yeah.
You got a number. You're still alive, and until that number is deceased, they're coming. They're checking you every time. They're like Santa. They're checking the list. They checking the
And they have the naughty list. Yes, they have the naughty list.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, they will put you on that naughty list if they want. All right, great. Ladies and gents, this has been Love, Death, and Taxes. I want to say thank you again and Merry Christmas as it comes. Again, my condolences, Agnes. My condolences to Agnes's family. You all have a wonderful and lovely Christmas regardless.
Thank you. You too. Specifically healthy Christmas and joyful.
Yeah, that's the part. Right. All right, so I'll see you soon. See you next week.
Absolutely.